In this lesson, we are going to learn another difficult question but low scoring one. The question type is something similar. You are going to listen to audio and you have to select one option. Now, what is the question type here? Highlight correct summary. So it means we will be having 3-4 summaries or 3-4 options. We have to select the most appropriate option which summarizes the audio. That is a question type. And why this question is difficult? Because see the options here, they are long. It's kind of paragraph, short paragraph. So that's why it is difficult to read all the options and to select the correct one after you are done with you are done listening the audio. It is very difficult. How many questions you are going to get in the exam? Just one. So my suggestion again, like the earlier ones, like do not spend too much time. If you are able to answer it correctly, fine, otherwise leave it, don't worry. Okay, so first thing, how many number of questions? 1 or 2? Well, I am saying 1 or 2 in almost all the low scoring questions. Usually students get 1 only. Why I am saying like you will get 1 or 2? Sometimes students are getting 2, and when they get 2 they panic. Okay, their test is difficult, their listening is going to be difficult. So be prepared, like you are getting let's say 2 questions of this one, so you won't panic there. Sometimes students get 2 essays. When they get 2 essays, they again like feel their tests were different. They have got a difficult speaking and writing module, so reading is going to be difficult. When they get 4 this one describe images, again they have the same feeling. When they get 2 retail lectures, they again have the same feeling. So guys, whether you get 1 or 2, it doesn't matter. If you are getting 2 questions, it is in favor of you. Why? Let me give you an example. So let's say I am going to explain this with the help of write from dictation question type. Let's say if write from dictation question type is of your 60 marks. Now if you are getting, let's say if you are getting 3 write from dictations, or in 3 you have 30 words, so you have 30 words. Now weightage of one word is 2, and let's say if you answer 20 correctly out of 30, so your score will be 40. Why? Because 20 into 2, 40. Now let's say if you are getting how many words? 40 words. Here you got 3 write from dictation, on an average let's say 10 words, so 30. Here you have got 4 write from dictations. Your let's say average not average, let's say total sum is 40. Now the weightage here is what, 1.5. and let's say if you are answering 30, here also you answered you missed 10 words. Okay, here you missed 10 words, your score is 40. Here also you are missing 10 words. Okay, but still your score is going to be more, that is your 45. So that is the benefit. Like if number of questions are more, probability of getting more marks is higher than the other scenario. Okay, if number of questions, well, whatever I discussed, that is not applicable here. Okay, that is applicable in other types like describe image, read a lecture. But something similar I can say, like if you are getting 2, then you don't worry. Overall number of marks are let's say 2 for this question type. If you are if you let's say answer 1 correct and 1 incorrect, highlight correct summary, you will get at least 1 out of 2. But let's say if you are getting just 1 highlight correct summary and you answer it incorrectly, you will get 0 out of 2. Okay, so but don't worry if you get 2 questions in highlight correct summary, or let's say the other one multiple choice, multiple whatever. Okay, then about number of correct options, well, always 1, no negative marking, weightage is low, and it contributes to your listening and reading. So now you say one thing, if the weightage is 2, out of that 2, some percentage will go to your reading module. So let's say 2, 1 in what, 1 will go to reading, 1 will go to your listening. And if you answer incorrectly, you are just losing 1 mark. you can still cover, you can still score 88 or 89 in with help of other questions. Then guys, I have already discussed one or two. Again, overall time 10 or 15 seconds. If you can answer in 10 or 15 seconds, fine. Otherwise, just select. I won't say like go for educated guess. Okay, no educated guess. Well, no wild guess. Sorry to say, no wild guess. Go for your educated guess. Okay, don't select any option blindly. Think, okay, what they discussed, and I'm going to again do 5 examples here once I'm done with my slides, and I'll show like what is my approach here. Okay, so coming on to some tips, tricks or suggestions. First is same. The moment you get question, try to read at least at least two, if possible 3. That is very important. Then when you are listening, make sure that you are you cannot highlight here. When I am teaching, I am using marker on my system, but in the exam you can't. Okay, so try to look at all the options, keywords. When they say any word, let's say they say XYZ, so look where that XYZ word is. When they say ABC, look try to find like where they have written ABC in which option. Okay, do that kind of thing. Use eliminate approach. In some options, number of keywords are going to be very less. You can directly eliminate, or the meaning will be different. You can directly eliminate. And in case if you feel like out of 4, 2 options they are very similar. Okay, 2 options are very similar. They convey the same meaning, or they have the same summary, kind of same summary. Then what you can do in that case? Just think which particular option discusses the most important thing. Okay, which option discusses the most important things. Okay, and if you answer incorrectly, what I said earlier or whatever I am saying right from the first low scoring question, that is multiple choice, multiple answer, and even in the next low scoring also I'll say same thing. You can still score 89, you can still score 88, you can still score 85. Your target is 79, you are 5 plus 85, 86. Okay, then guys, I am saying 15 to 20. Let's say if you are able to eliminate 2 options. Okay, if you are able to eliminate 2 options. Now for the remaining 2 options, somehow or somehow you figured out like both options are same. In that case, no need to spend this much time. Okay, sometimes it will happen, both options are going to be same. Don't waste time. Okay, why? Because when 2 options are conveying the same meaning or summarizing in the same way, it becomes very difficult. Okay, but let's say you have eliminated 2 and the remaining 2 options are there, and then you can spend like 30, maximum up to 40 seconds to again read the options. Okay, maximum 30 or 40 seconds, not more than that. Well, I should not have included this point, because when I say 30-40, students they don't take care of time. Even in multiple choice, I have seen students wasting 2 minutes, 3 minutes also. Then they are left with like 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, okay, for write for dictation. So if you are following my advice, then please follow it in the right way. If first of all, go for 50 to 20 seconds, that is target. If you feel like 2 options are conveying the same meaning, they are very close, then just select any. I don't think, because when you are reading it again and again and trying to figure out, okay, which option conveys, which option has more keywords, which option is, which particular option has more weightage, okay, in terms of meaning or theme or context, you will be wasting time. I don't think 30 or 40 seconds. But when the options are not conveying the same meaning, then in that case you just have to look at the sentences, look at the keywords, and then based on that decide like which one is the correct summary. Okay, now we are going to do practice in the same way, the way we did earlier. I am going to again practice like 4 or 5 questions, just see like how I am doing, and make sure one more thing, that you also answer. This time I am not going to answer. Okay, first I'll give you time to think, and then after that I'll let you know what is the correct answer. Okay, so you will have like 8 seconds before audio is going to start. Okay, and try to read as much as you can. Okay, as much as you can, that is very important. While listening to the audio, I have to, if I have to read and think, no way I am going to answer it correctly. Okay, reading, listening, and then thinking like, okay, this is the best one which is summarizing the option. No, it's not possible. At least it's difficult for me. And that's why it is difficult question, because, so see here, how big are the paragraphs here? This much long paragraph is there. Okay, anyway, it's going to start.
I want to look now at the three main approaches historians have taken towards the English Revolution, or Civil War. There is a fourth point of view, taken up by most school children when they first meet the subject, but it can hardly be called historical. On the one hand, school children tend to have a romantic image of the Cavaliers, who were supporters of the monarchy, as aristocratic, charming, flashily dressed, and up for a bit of fun. On the other hand, they tend to regard the Roundheads, or Puritans, who were followers of Oliver Cromwell, as miserable, working class, dressed in black, and insisting on a life without luxuries. It isn't difficult then to take sides. The first approach, which prevailed up until the middle of the 20th century, was that the revolution was part of the age-old battle between Parliament and the monarchy, with Parliament representing the traditional rights of Englishmen against the attempt by the royal family to increase its power and dictate law. In reaction to this, the second approach saw it as a working-class revolution and an important stage in the development of capitalism. In other words, they saw it as a class war and a forerunner of the French Revolution and those that came after. Historians who supported the third approach saw that things weren't as clear-cut as the others thought. Instead of seeing the revolution as the result of long-term trends in the country's history, and therefore almost unavoidable, they focused on the details of the period immediately leading up to its outbreak, and allowed for its unpredictability. The two sides also weren't so clear-cut, with some aristocrats supporting Parliament and some members of the working class fighting on the side of the monarchy.
So which one is the answer? So whatever I was listening, I highlighted few words. It's not that difficult. Just think about it. Now you see here, I'll explain. For first few seconds, not few seconds, maybe 10-20 seconds, we heard about aristocrats, something like that, then cavaliers. So I heard this word only, and something else he was saying. Then after that he started discussing about English Revolution, and then he said like three approaches. He initially said three approaches, but then after very long he started with the first, second and third. Okay, and then first was what? The first was like the struggle between Parliament and something else. He said something like that. Okay, and here also we have aristocrats, here also we have cavaliers are there, here we do not have that. And then in this part there is nothing like first, second, third, so I will eliminate. Here also it seems like they are discussing just 1 and 2 only, eliminated. Here we have second, here we have third, So I will go for your first one, and that is a correct answer. Okay, this is how you have to do. Now, next one. It's difficult to tell where the speaker approves of Hemingway. The writer, no, the main point is to question whether the biographical facts are fake, whether the question biographical.
Ernest Hemingway was famously masculine. We can see this in the topics he wrote about, all those fights and bullfights, all those wars, all that hunting and fishing. All this, it is thought, was overdoing it, and must point to some deep insecurity in the man. Perhaps he felt that the conventional image of a writer, as a person who doesn't do a lot more than sitting at a desk, not visibly contributing much socially or economically to society as a whole, was unmanly and carried a certain amount of guilt and shame with it. During the First World War, he was badly wounded, hospitalized, and fell in love with a nurse. He wrote a novel about a man who was badly wounded in the First World War, was hospitalized, and who fell in love with a nurse. The Spanish Civil War and the Second World War followed, as did books about his experiences in them. Now, how much can we draw on a writer's biography to explain his work? It should, I believe, be irrelevant to the judgment you bring to the merits of the individual work. Biographies of writers can be fascinating, especially if they lived as hard and fast as Hemingway, but unfortunately, these days many people prefer the biography to the actual work. It is odd that the very reason a person would want to read a biography of a writer, that the subject has achieved fame and distinction in his field, should be the excuse for not reading his works.
So see guys, the first one is, it is difficult to tell whether the speaker approves of Hemingway. Now, do you think like the lady, the speaker, is approving or disapproving or cautioning? Yes, she is cautioning, but approval or criticism, not in that way. She was just giving opinion. Okay, based on that, I won't go for this one. There is nothing for me to directly rule out, but it's my opinion. Then, the writer had a potentially eventful life. Yes, the examples she gave, like it looks like that, and a lot of his real life experiences got into books. This part I missed. Okay, so I was looking for like keywords, and this part I missed. Now, one thing I know, the speaker thinks this is irrelevant. No, she cautioned, but she did not say like something irrelevant, something incorrect, something inappropriate. So based on this point, I will eliminate this also. Now I have eliminated these. I'll go for this one only. Okay, there is nothing like something is irrelevant, something she is not criticizing something, she is not also favoring something. So I will eliminate this one. Irrelevant word, approves word. These two are the keywords for me. Based on that, I will say not 1, not 2. I'll go for 3. Now that's why now I don't know like how much time I took. You can play the video again from that point when audio got over and see like how much time I took. Now I was explaining, that's why I took this much time, but in real to answer this question correctly, I think I will be again wasting maybe 20 to 30 seconds. So it is difficult in a way like we do not have too many keywords, but it is easy if you think logically. Did she say like something irrelevant, or did she approve it? Did she say something in favor? No. Based on these 2 points only, I will say it is your these 2 can be ruled out, these 2 can be eliminated. I'll go with your third one. Sometimes easy options are there, short options are there, but they are difficult. Okay, now next one. So read even the skin, the body, first line of defense. The way immune system, there are 2 major types of immune. White blood cells are responsible for fighting pathogens.
People, animals, plants, and fungi all get diseases. Pathogens cause them. Pathogens are things such as bacteria and viruses. They enter living things and cause them to get sick and sometimes to die. But living things have defenses against pathogens. These defenses are found in their immune systems. There are two types of immune systems, innate and adaptive. First, let's examine the innate immune system. An innate immune system in a living thing is always active. It's an organism's first line of defense against diseases. Let's think about humans, shall we? The skin is our first defense. How? Well, it prevents many things from entering the body. Also, the mucus in the nose prevents airborne foreign bodies, many of which are harmful, from entering the body. What else? There are defenses in the body as well. For instance, both the stomach and intestines produce acids. Some of them are able to remove pathogens from the food we eat. There's another important defense inside the body. These are white blood cells. When pathogens enter the body, white blood cells move to fight them. It's like they're soldiers fighting an invading army. The white blood cells go where the pathogens are. They attack the pathogens and try to remove them from the body. As you can guess, they're extremely useful. Now, how about some innate systems in other animals and plants? Let me give you some specific examples of them.
So my answer
Type
is
1.
My answer is number 2. Why? She discussed two systems, right? She talked about the first one, like the skin, and then she talked about white blood cells. Is there any white blood cell here? No. Is there anything about skin here? No. Then the skin and mucus. What about white blood cells? Nothing. So answer is what? Answer is your B. This is how you have to go for it. Okay. So that's how you have to do, and I know like it is correct. So if you your answer is incorrect while practicing, you have to do in practice only. If if your answer is incorrect, find the reason. Do not just jump to next question. Find the reason why. I won't suggest you to listen the audio again, but think about it for some seconds. Maybe you can spend even 1 minute also. Again, it's not like today you are watching lecture, today you are going to practice, and tomorrow you are taking exam. No, you have joined this course. It means you are learning, then you have to practice. So after some days, some weeks, maybe month, you are going to take exam. So take it in that way. PTE is easy, but it is if you are aiming for 79, it is as difficult as your IELTS. Why students go for PTE? Because scoring 8 each in IELTS is very difficult. In speaking, listening, writing, we don't bother at all about 8 bands, but in writing, very rarely, okay, students are not able to score even 7. So scoring 8 is very difficult. But here students are scoring 79. It means they are equivalent to 8 bands. That's why they are going to Australia. Okay. So take practice in that way only. Okay. If you answer anything incorrectly, just think about it, analyze your option, why it is correct, and if you were not sure about something and still you got the right answer, again think. Okay, do not go for wild guesses here. Today you may get them correct, today you may answer something correctly, tomorrow you will face problem. Okay, now let's jump on to our next question. So here options are very long, well, 4 options and all are long only. Read, school must work harder, young people are being taught, just 7. People who are involved in education think about it is very important, young people need to know.
Dr. Tony Wagner believes there are 7 skills that young people need to have in order for them to find and keep a good job in today's economy. But he thinks our schools are focusing too much on tests and academic performance and aren't doing enough to teach those skills. Let me give you an example. One of Wagner's 7 skills is the ability to work in an international team. This is because little teamwork is carried out in one building anymore. When most global companies have a problem, they create teams of people from all over the world to solve it. And these people meet online, in virtual meeting rooms. To succeed in this kind of environment, you need to be a good communicator and understand different cultures. Teams also need good leaders who lead by influencing others, but Wagner and the business people he interviewed say that young people today are unprepared for teamwork and leadership. Because of this, Wagner thinks that people involved in teaching and learning must rethink the way that they educate people in schools so that these young people have the skills they need to achieve a successful career in the 21st century.
Okay. I'll be honest here. I couldn't figure out the keywords while listening the audio, and now I don't remember the audio. But the last sentence was very easy. It is, I think, they must make sure it is important that students have the key skills to succeed in their career. So something like that he said. Okay. So here I am going for, I can say, wild guess, educated guess, because the last line is here only. Okay. So now here read this one. He therefore suggests that schools need to change the skills that they teach in the future. No, school should not wait, I'll highlight. He is saying they should teach those skills which are going to help students in the future. This part is here, okay, in their career. Now what they are saying here, he therefore says schools need to change the skills that they teach in the future. No, they have to change the skills, they have to teach those skills which help students in the future. So last sentence is totally different. He did not say. Now here they have not discussed the last sentence, and here also they have not discussed. So that's all. I will go with 3. Now in 2 options the last sentence was not discussed. In second and third, last was discussed, but in second they are saying something different, and in third they are whatever is written exactly matches with the speaker. That's why I'm going with this one. So far it has been easy for me, and then there is question why I said like this is difficult. Right now what I am recording in my home, I am not taking test. So and there is no stress on me right now. Okay, if I get the same question in exam, then I know like how I will be reacting. I am not sure, okay, how I will be reacting. I think I will just select any and move on. Okay, it all depends whether I will think like this in the exam or not. It will depend on 2 things: how much time I am having. This is very important. For 3 dictations, I feel like you should have 4 minutes. Okay, 4 minutes only. Then before that you will get highlighted incorrect words. Let's say you are getting 3 highlighting. You have to do this calculation. How many incorrect words are going to be there? How many dictations? So you have to do those calculations. Let's say if I am getting 3 incorrect words. So one incorrect word may take like 60 to 90 seconds. Are you going to spend 30 more seconds on it? No, because there is no point. Once audio is over, you cannot guess like which word was incorrect, even though I have suggested you few things in my lecture, but still I don't think so. So let's say if one audio is of your 60 seconds, you are wasting 10 more seconds. So overall, let's say you have wasted again, or overall let's say you need 4.5 minutes, 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So 4 plus 4, 8 plus half of both the questions means 9. Now this question 9, and before these 2 questions you will have select missing word, at least 2. So on missing words you need like how many minutes? Maybe 40 second. 40 second audio means 40 seconds only. You don't need that much time there. Okay, So let's say 80 seconds for 2 questions. So let's say 1 minute and 30 seconds. So 9 plus 1, 10 and then half. Now if I have 13 minutes remaining and I am getting this highlight correct summary, okay, if I have 13 minutes and I am getting highlight correct summary, I will I will spend 1 minute also, because I know like I have time. Okay, I won't mind thinking for 1 minute also. I won't mind like wasting overall like 90 seconds on this question, because I know like I have enough time for write from dictation and your highlight incorrect word. And it can be your case. What happens, why students mismanage time? Because they waste too much time in listening fill in the blanks. They think about spelling, they think about SES, they waste 2 minutes, sometimes 3 minutes on one passage. If there are 3 passages, they are wasting 90 well, 3 minutes they are wasting 9 minutes. 9 minutes for filling the blanks. Your whole schedule will be disturbed. Whatever time management planning you had, that whole thing will be disturbed. So if someone is not getting enough time for these questions are incorrect, it means he has done some mismanagement in filling the blanks. Okay, based on the time taken in filling the blanks, I will decide whether to think this much or not. If I feel like I'm short of time, I won't think. I will just select anything. Okay, I will just select anything, guys. Okay, but here I am in my home right now recording lecture, and even if I answer incorrectly, I don't think you will feel like, okay, teacher doesn't know and he's teaching me. Okay, so you won't feel like, and you have already watched my other lectures, describe, retell, so my skill level here. So I'm not bothered at all. Even sometimes I answer incorrectly in front of my live students, of offline students, so there also I don't mind. I answer these questions freely. Okay, and that is another reason why I get most of the times I get answer correctly. Sometimes even I also answer incorrectly. Okay, so here even I face problem. I couldn't figure out words. I don't know why. Maybe I think I looked at the first option. Okay, schools. Schools word were there. Then I started reading it, and by the time like I looked at other options, I got lost, and I was just waiting for last sentence. Sometimes last sentence also give you hint. Okay, so be careful. Okay. Now let's do one more and then we will sign off. So there we go. What do we have here? High level mathematical expertise in basic numbers, regardless of domain, algebra, analysis, geometry. Classical left hemisphere involves verbal semantics. The mental achievement of an individual can be predicted.
A recent study, published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, has shown that high-level mathematical reasoning rests on a set of brain areas that do not overlap with the classical left hemisphere regions involved in verbal semantics. Instead, all domains of mathematics tested, algebra, analysis, geometry, and topology, recruit a bilateral network of prefrontal, parietal, and inferior temporal regions, which is also activated when mathematicians or non-mathematicians recognize and manipulate numbers mentally. These results suggest that high-level mathematical thinking makes minimal use of language areas and instead recruits circuits initially involved in space and number. This result may explain why knowledge of number and space, during early childhood, predicts mathematical achievement.
Okay, so here again like it's the same scenario now again for me. Now I'm going to use my eliminate approach and see like how much time I'm wasting here. Okay, so high level mathematical expertise and basic number sense share common roots in non-linguistic brain circuit. So yes, something like that was discussed. Regardless of domain, these mathematicians uh, recognize and manipulate numbers mentally. Okay, regardless of these, they manipulate. No. Then classic left hemisphere regions involved, this one, are not well developed in mathematicians as the brain areas involving number and space. This one I missed, but I don't think she made any comparison here. Okay, the mathematical achievement and individual can be predicted based on the knowledge of number space. This I am sure she did not say like we can predict like how good a person in mathematics based on this one. I can eliminate which one? I can eliminate number fourth and number second very easily. I am left with this one and this one. Now, classic left hemisphere regions involved in verbal semantics are not as well developed as mathematicians in the brain areas. To be honest, I missed this part. I don't know whether they discussed or not. But it looks like it is one part of the story. Okay, it looks like it is one of the sentences, one of the, if there are four themes, four different sentences, four different meanings in the passage, in the audio, it is one part. This one more looks like a journal. High level mathematical expertise and basic number sense share common roots in non-linguistic brain circuit. It looks like this is some journal statement. Okay, now I need to choose some journal statement and I don't know whether this journal statement is there or not, and then I have this one also. Here this one looks a part of statement. Now here keep one thing in mind. The suggestion I am going to give you is going to be very handy. You have to go for highlight correct summary. If you feel like a sentence is conveying a part of the passage, it can't be my summary. Why? Because we need to select something which summarizes the whole passage. This one looks like a part of the passage. Which one is journal sentence? This one journal sentence. This is also this also conveys the meaning in journal, but here it is written mathematicians recognize and manipulate. They don't manipulate, so I won't go for second. Okay, in terms of meaning, first and second are same. This one conveys meaning of something, this one conveys meaning of one sentence, this one these two convey journal meaning. But here, because of this, he has said they recognize and manipulate. No, I don't agree. I think like they did not say that. So remaining one is this one. I will go for this only. Okay, so I think I have taken 1 minute now, maybe. Now you have to decide. If you have time, if you feel like 13-14 minutes are there, go for it, fine. But if you just have 10 minutes, now listen to me carefully. If you have like 10 minutes, you are in this question, keep one thing in mind. You may get 2 or 3 incorrect words. Don't take risk. Don't assume less. Assume you are getting 3 incorrect words. Assume you are getting at least 3 right from dictation. 3 plus 3 is 6. You are getting 2 select missing word. 5 plus 2 6 plus 2 8. So if there are only 10-11 minutes and you have 8 questions, then do not waste time here. If you waste 1 minute here, so you are left with 9 minutes and 8 questions. So that would be very risky from 79 score point of view. Okay guys, so I hope you have got the idea. We have discussed even these low scoring questions also in detail. Okay, now practice. If you answer incorrectly, find the reason, analyze your mistake, and once you are done with the practice, don't bother. And no need to, usually I tell my students to practice 50 repeat sentences every day, 50 dictation, then 20 30 reorder and fill in the blanks of listening. Usually I suggest like this to my students. But for these low scoring questions, I always say, if you have learned these questions today, practice today only, maybe tomorrow, practice all the 30-40 questions, whatever number is there on your portal, and then never look at these questions. After that, attempt these questions only in your section test, only in your mock test. That's all guys. So my suggestion, whether in on-demand course or in live course, online or offline, is same only. Okay, so that's all guys. Thank you very much. I hope you have learned now. Now we are left with just one more question. that is select missing word, and that is also low scoring. Okay guys, thank you very much.